fan of dance music in the 90s and went to the clubs, then chances are you heard this powerhouse chart-topping hits by Filipina pop diva Jocelyn Enriquez. At 21 years old, Jocelyn Enriquez conquered the national airwaves during her first 2 years in the music industry. And in 1996, Jocelyn Enriquez became the very first Filipino pop and dance diva in U.S. history. Jocelyn ruled the radio and dance club in the 90s, and then suddenly, she disappeared from the music scene. But in Jocelyn's journey, there's no hidden scandal to blame, no trail of dirty money, and no sad tale of drug abuse. Jocelyn left stardom simply to serve the Lord. One of Jocelyn's biggest hits was titled, "Do You Miss Me?" For the fans who are missing Jocelyn, they can find her in San Antonio, Texas, here at Calvary Chapel Church, where Jocelyn decided to leave the fame and fortune behind to focus on serving others. Every Sunday, Jocelyn co-leads the worship service here in this 1,000-member church in San Antonio. In a time where many might do the exact opposite and leave the church for the bright lights of stardom, this was not enough to fill the large hole in Jocelyn's spirit. Sharing her faith with others, it's what she is reaching for. The congregation is filled with the faithful as well as fans who came from miles around to see her in her new element. This fan came all the way from Houston to get a glimpse of his favorite former dance diva.
It's my first time here. I heard that Jocelyn was here at the church and I'm a big fan. So I wanted to come and see her and hopefully hear her sing, and I hope I get a chance to meet her.
The church was established at the peak of Jocelyn's career in 1995, long before Jocelyn and her husband would later join. But many members here say that she has not only played a big part in the ongoing success of the church, but she has made a profound impact in their lives. We met Sandra Aguilar, a member of the church who claims Jocelyn has been instrumental in her commitment to her faith.
My mom had her over for dinner, her and her family. And I was surprised that it was the person that I used to listen to, and now it's a person that worships the Lord. And at first I didn't really like her because of who she was, but when she was able to talk to me and tell me the difference between living the life of a pop star and now living the life of a person who worships the Lord, that's when I started loving her, because now she's my sister. She's my sister in Christ, and she's my best friend now, and I love her. And when somebody dedicates that time to you and you see that, it blows your mind, because the Lord has something special for you. And that's what Jocelyn did for me, is she showed me who I could be with the Lord inside me and still be real. And she does that on stage before, and now she does it here and on stage in front of all these people that come to our church, and she's the person that she is on stage and off the stage, and she doesn't have to change from a person that's an everyday person to a person that's on stage performing. She performs for the Lord, and so does her family.
It was not hard to find others in the congregation who felt the same way. Arlene Duplantis made the long journey from Hawaii and has found a home here at the church, and has since formed a deep connection with Jocelyn, whom she says has changed her life.
I knew of her, but the first time I met her was here at Calvary Chapel. Growing up, me and my cousins, we would choreograph dances to her music. And so my sister, who was attending this church, she said, "Hey Arlene, guess who's at the church?" And she said, "Jocelyn Enriquez." And I was like, "No way, I don't believe you." I saw her singing on stage. She was doing worship. After service, I went up to her and I looked her in the eye and I said, "I know you know that I know who you are." But she was so humble about it. She didn't really talk about it very much. So I didn't go more into it. I didn't ask her for her autograph, but I really wanted to. She has a way of not making her glorifying that part of her life, not being ashamed of it, but she wasn't this, bougie superstar. She was very down to earth, the sweetest person I know. She has encouraged me in my life. She has been such a great example of a person who had so much to offer the world, or the world had so much to give her, but she used it to live for Christ. And it's an amazing testimony. It puts in perspective for me the things that are not important, like fame, money, and the things that she turned down, the benefits that she reaps today, you know, the joy and the peace and the patience and the kindness that she has in the family, her beautiful family. It makes you want her life, not to be famous, but to just be who she is.
Not just Jocelyn and her husband, but her entire family is highly engaged in the operations of the church. They remain busy all week providing support not only for each other, but helping take care of the spiritual needs of the other members as well.
It's very busy, very fulfilling at the same time.
And remember our friend who came to see Jocelyn? Well, Jocelyn still makes sure she has enough time for her dedicated fans as well.
It wasn't like I expected. You know, she's the pop diva that we've all known in the past, but it was more subdued here. But you know, that's okay. I enjoyed seeing her. She's still just as beautiful as ever, and I'm so happy to be here. She's not singing the songs that we all know and love from back in the day, but if she records a Christian album, I'll definitely buy one.
Well, much to the dismay of some of her fans, Jocelyn no longer performs her old music. So for those longing to see the former dance diva performing on stage to a packed house, the wait will have to continue. But here in San Antonio, she has found a new stage, and this stage, she says, is where she really belongs. In part 2 of our Pinoy Houston TV exclusive with Jocelyn, we sit down with her for an exclusive interview about her life now and how she was able to make such a difficult decision and her shocking revelation.
And it was hard when I found out I was pregnant, because I wasn't going to continue with the pregnancy. I was planning to abort him.
You don't want to miss this, part 2 of our inspirational story. Cheryl Piccho, PHTV, San Antonio. Visit me on Facebook and let me know what you thought about today's episode. Don't forget to like the page. See you soon. Visit me on Facebook and let me know what you thought about today's episode. Don't forget to like the page. See you soon.